around 2012, 2013, just started getting involved with disability in the workplace at Johnson & Johnson. And through my, just being connected with the disability community, I started seeing examples of how people with disabilities would often be marginalized. For example, almost missed a flight for work because the elevator was out of service at the Newark airport. And then I was like, well, geez, that's not right. And then at my local mall, I saw the snow pushed into the handicap parking spot instead of making it clear, like, well, geez, that's not right. And then you start hearing statistics like, the unemployment rate for people with disabilities, which, as you know, is,
Right.
astronomically high. So I'm like,
Yeah.
geez, that's not right. So you just start seeing these things and I thought, somebody should do something about that. And then
And that somebody is me,
yeah,
Doug, or you,
exactly. And
right.
that dawned on me,
Yeah.
well, wait a minute, maybe I can help with that. And what really kicked it off in a big way for me is Johnson & Johnson had an internal TED Talk program. And I'd seen a couple people give talks in that program, but it was really the old-fashioned, stereotypical disability inspiration type talk.
Yes.
So like, if my 10-year-old son with a hearing impairment can play low league baseball, then by God, I can do anything, type talk. And that's fine, but that's not really what it's like to live day in and day out with disability.
Right.
So I
The
thought,
nitty gritty.
yeah. So I thought, well, let me do a talk about disability perspectives and misconceptions.